The Maruti Suzuki Fronx is one of the most important recent launches in the company's lineup. And why is that? Well, because it is stepping into the growing micro SUV segment and rivals the likes of the Hyundai Exter and the Tata Punch. We have been driving the car for a while now and we'll take you through all the important details you need to know in this very video. I'm Shubham Parashar, you're watching Park Plus, your car app, और चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं डिज़ाइन के साथ। नाउ इट हैज़ दैट माइक्रो एसयूवी लुक बट विद अ क्रॉस हैच फ्लेवर विच आई क्वाइट लाइक। जो मिनी ग्रैंड विटारा लुक है दैट इज़ क्वाइट अपैरेंट इन इट्स फेस एंड इट हैज़ दैट क्यूट इफेक्ट एज वेल। द ग्रिल हैज़ बीन एग्जीक्यूटेड वेरी नाइसली, फिनिश्ड इन पियानो ब्लैक। ये जो थिक क्रोम ट्रीटमेंट है, द बार लुक्स वेरी नाइस हियर अप टॉप एंड मीट्स विद द DRLs राइट हियर, जहाँ पर आपको 3 डायोड्स मिलते हैं जस्ट लाइक वॉट यू हैव सीन इन द ग्रैंड विटारा। सिमिलर रैप अराउंड ट्रीटमेंट and of course split headlight setup, so you have LED headlights right here integrated nicely in the bumper. नीचे silver bash plate भी मिलता है, so you have those typical SUV elements. And speaking of that, a very straight hood line, so again is a flat hood line, has been done very nicely. And the fenders as well, you got decent character lines here on the fenders, so again quite flared treatment you get to see here. Claddings भी काफ़ी bold हैं, decent sized हैं, and you have got 16-inch alloy wheels right here, dual tone alloy wheels. These are fill the wheel wells quite well and I quite like that treatment. More contrast towards the profile here you have below on the cladding on the running board of the car, and silver roof rails as well. So in terms of color balance, it has the look going on. Slight chrome treatment here on the window line as well, and even the haunches here at the rear is protruding and has sharp character lines, so looks quite angular and quite bulky, has that muscular look going on. Now when you'll walk towards the rear of the car, this is something which I personally quite like, because I like the raked rear windscreen treatment. You have the sloping roofline treatment which is quite nice, and the rear end overall has a retro charm to it. You have got sleek tail lights right here, LED tail lights. These are connected units and a very decently sized shot. You have got the boot lid right here, so I like the treatment. Also quite bold bumper you have here, and with a silver bash plate that has been integrated very nicely. So overall in terms of looks, it has got that SUV-ish flavor but with a dash of cuteness to it. So on the inside of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx, and the moment you step in, you'll get that Grand Vitara and Baleno vibe quite strongly, which is not a bad thing because ये design हमें हमेशा से अच्छा लगा है. In terms of color treatment, you have got black finish on the top of the dashboard, you have got maroon finish on the down of the dashboard right here, and you have got this gunmetal insert, again golden highlights. So color treatment के हिसाब से balanced है, and I like the V-shape central console as well. Piano black inserts here right going on, और जो climate control system है, आपको मारुति की नई गाड़ियों के ऐसे यहाँ पे toggle switches मिलते हैं. So again quite interesting in terms of design, but the highlight remains this Smart Play Pro Plus 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system, because it's very responsive to use, comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and connected tech features as well. Graphics काफ़ी अच्छे हैं, काफ़ी nice fonts हैं. The size is also decent, so I don't need to take my eyes off on the road to read these signs. And overall काफ़ी प्रीमियम इसका एग्जीक्यूशन है, जो रिस्पॉन्स है वो भी काफ़ी अच्छा देखने के लिए लगता है. In terms of features, आपको यहाँ पर वायरलेस चार्जिंग भी मिलता है. You have got the center armrest right here, छोटा सा स्टोरेज भी यहाँ पर आपको मिलता है, and then you can keep your wallet or phones right here on the central console as well. Also head-up display, yes, Baleno और Grand Vitara के जैसे आपको Fronx से भी head-up display मिलता है, and you have got quite a few options there to choose from. So that is something again which I quite like in the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. Up rev counter, fuel economy information, your speedometer, everything you can get right here on that HUD. In terms of instrument cluster, you have those conventional round dials for the rev meter, for the tachometer and for the speedometer, but MID में आपको ज़रूरत के सारे informations जो चाहिए होते हैं, like your fuel economy details, your range details, your average fuel consumption details, everything is here right on this very digital instrument cluster. Features में you you don't get a sunroof. I think that could have been added क्योंकि Exter में, which is one of its rivals, आपको मिलता है, but you do get this auto dimming rear view mirror. So overall the car is pretty much sorted. Even in terms of comfort, ergonomically the design is quite good. I am in a comfortable position and seats, they accommodate me quite well. So thigh support adequate है. I have got decent bolstering as well, but थोड़ी सी soft sprung है. These seats could have been a bit more firm to give me more comfort and to keep me in a position when I am cornering. Other than that, everything else is sorted. So that was the front row experience of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. अब पीछे वाली सीट पे जाके देखते हैं कि वहाँ पे माहौल कैसा है. अब अगर rear seat की बात करें, then in the Fronx I actually cannot complain about the knee room because this is quite adequate for me. But leg room actually I can't tuck in my feet under the seat. वहाँ पर battery pack है, that's why. So वहाँ पर I think थोड़ा improvement हो सकता था. Also in terms of under thigh support, this is something I think which is a bit compromised. Though the seat is comfortable, but under thigh support थोड़ा सा कम है. Again, for 3 people it would be a bit of a squeeze क्योंकि shoulders rub हो रहे होंगे. For 4 people this cabin is quite comfortable. अगर हम features की बात करें, then you get rear aircon vents here and you have both USB and Type C charging ports. This is quite interesting क्योंकि Type C charging ports आपको आगे नहीं मिलता, वहाँ बस आपको USB charging port मिलते हैं. Here you get both option and a little recess to keep your wallet or anything, your phone as well. So again, in terms of features also, you have got everything that you required in a car of this segment. Just that bottle holders जो हैं वो थोड़े से small है. So half liter bottles you can easily fit in 750 ml bottles also. 1 liter bottles वो थोड़ा सा tight squeeze होगा in these door pockets. Other than that, this area feels very much adequate for a person of my frame. Then अगर safety features की बात करें, then you have got front and side airbags both in the Fronx. So in terms of safety features, it is quite sorted. You have ESC, the electronic stability control program as well, and obviously ABS with EBD rear parking sensors. ये तो अब government mandatory features हैं जो आपको Fronx में भी मिलते हैं. So that was the rear seat experience of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. Let's check out the boot space now. तो 4 लोग काफ़ी आराम से Fronx में बैठ सकते हैं, but can you also carry luggage of all those people? Well, you have got a 308 liters of boot space in the Fronx. तो यहाँ पर आप 2 बड़े साइज़ के बैग and 2 duffel बैग आराम से फिट कर सकते हैं. Also with more small bags. So in terms of luggage capacity, it is adequate. Just that the loading lip ये जो है ये थोड़ा सा हाई है. Other than that, I think it has got quite a good cavity. So yes, you can accommodate quite a few luggage. Now that was a wrap on the interior and exterior of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. Now let's get behind the wheel and see how it feels like. So behind the wheel of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx, and it comes with 2 engine options. जो सबसे पहला है, that is the 1.2 liter 4-cylinder tried and tested engine, belts out around 89 brake horsepower and 114 Newton meters of peak torque. Then you have the 1 liter turbo engine. Yes, the 1 liter booster jet 3-cylinder engine making its comeback in the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. पहले हमने ये Baleno RS में देखा था. Now in the BS6 Avatar, it's available in the Fronx as well. And this thing belts out around 98 brake horsepower at 5500 RPM and 147.6, that is 148 Newton meters of peak torque from 2000 to 4500 RPM. Comes with the option of both automatic and the 5-speed manual gearbox. But in terms of performance, this thing really feels exciting. Right from 2200 RPM, the turbo spools in and goes almost till 5500 RPM, so pulls quite strongly, and the torque band is quite ample, so आपको अच्छा power delivery मिलता है. Feels quite sporty even in the city and on the highway. And yes, don't expect performance like a Polo GT TSI, but compared to any N-line car, I think this thing feels slightly sportier, and that is a very big positive in my books. Now gearbox की अगर बात करें, then the 5-speed manual transmission, I think Maruti should now work on a 6-speed manual gearbox, because even in the top gear you feel that there is some more grunt to go, और वहाँ पर a 6th gearbox would have been more useful in terms of gear calibration. So to channelize all that power would have been easier. Again, in terms of performance, so no complaints as such. Bottom end पे आपको थोड़ा सा lag मिलता है, the initial turbo lag before the turbo spools in, but that is quite evenly ironed out towards the mid range. Then coming to the driving dynamics, let's start with the ride quality. I think that is pretty much sorted in the Fronx, because the suspension is quite balanced, not too stiff, not too soft. So on regular rough roads or potholes, you will hear a bit of the thud, but you won't feel it very sharp inside the cabin. So overall the ride quality is quite comfortable, further extended by the seats, because cushioning soft है, and यहाँ पर आपको अच्छी side support भी मिलती है. थोड़ा सा firm होता तो while you are cornering it would have hold you better in the position, but again nothing that could be a deal breaker. So even in terms of handling and in terms of ride quality, the car is pretty much sorted. Yes, corner पे like this, the body rolls, you will feel a bit of them, not too strong, but again when you are maneuvering the car, when you are changing lanes, or when you are navigating through tight traffic, it's very easy to drive through, and in terms of handling it's very easy to point it to a certain direction and just go. So yes, the nose is pointy, the turn-ins are quick, and the steering wheel, the feedback is very positive because it has ample weight when you are speeding up, and at lower speeds it is adequately light as well. So to sum it up, when you are cruising, the car feels comfortable for your daily day-to-day use, for your regular office commutes or city jaunts, and when you want to have some fun with it, it will allow you to do so, and that is something which I quite like about the Fronx. So what do we think of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx? Well, look at it this way. With range starting from 7.47 lakh and going up to 12.98 lakh, it is a bit expensive than its competition. But then you get a feature-loaded cabin and ample space for 4 on the inside. Also, unke luggage ke liye, and then an engine, the turbo engine I'm talking about, which brings a smile on your face whenever you rev it. So for all that, I think it is worth the buy.